22 police officials detained on January 27 on charges of illegal wiretapping were released after testifying to a prosecutor and a court, while 2 officials were sent to jail pending trial. A judge overseeing the case decided for the arrest of 2 police officials 46 hours after they and 12 others were referred by the prosecutor to the court for arrest. The suspects' lawyers complained of violations, such as excessively long questioning, which exhausted the detainees, and a breakdown of the digital filing system that erased dozens of pages of testimonies. Police raided the homes of 26 police officials accused of illegal wiretapping on January 27 and detained 24 of them. 10 were later released after having been questioned at the prosecutor's office, while the remaining 14 were referred to the court for arrest. The lawyers say the operation is politically motivated, noting that the police officials were detained for a second time on the same charges even though they were released following their first detention in August. Lawyer Ali Aksoy criticized the January 27 detentions, saying additions to the case's indictment could have been made if there were new findings instead of detaining the suspects once again in dawn raids. "There is no crime here. There is just a bad play being staged," he said. Lawyer Mehmet Sayner Özturtsi said his client, one of the 2 police officials who were arrested, was questioned at court for 18 hours. "This is probably a record in the history of Turkey," he told reporters after the court ruled for the arrest of his client, Memduh Asun. He said the suspects were sleep-deprived and exhausted from days of interrogation at the police station, the prosecutor's office and finally at court. "Some suffer from high blood pressure, some are exhausted and trying to get some rest by putting their heads on desks to sleep," he said, adding that the European Court of Human Rights, ECTR, has stated in its decisions that testimonies obtained under such inhumane conditions are not valid. Lawyers also noted that the judge ruled for arrest even though most of the testimonies were erased due to a breakdown in the National Judiciary Informatics System, UYAP. The judge said the suspects could repeat their testimonies, but the police officials and their lawyers refused, saying the suspects were too exhausted to do so. Altered documents. Some of the lawyers and released officials also claimed that the suspects were questioned on the basis of documents that were tampered with or documents that had nothing to do with the period of their term as officers. "The documents shown to our clients during the interrogation were tampered with. Signatures on the documents were changed," Aksoy said. "This is against the law." One of the police officials released after appearing before the court, Brahim Simsek, accused the intelligence department of the Izmir police of fabricating documents. "Our lawyers will initiate legal action regarding this," he said. The January 27 raids are another round in President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's campaign against supporters of US-based Turkish Islamic scholar Fethullah Gulen following a major corruption probe that went public on December 17, 2013. The probe was launched against 4 then-ministers. Erdogan accuses Gulen of setting up a parallel state within the Turkish administration, especially in the police departments, and trying to topple him, accusing the scholar's supporters within the police and the judiciary of being responsible for the corruption inquiries.